Hi, everybody. I'm Meldor, the Aloha Shirt Psychic. And we've got Kevin Chandler in the house from Kevin Loving Vibrations Tarot. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. Hope
Uh,
everyone's doing good.
we're together again, everybody.
Yes.
Excuse me. Everybody's send healing energy to Kevin's mom. She's not feeling well. So,
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah,
how's
it's
the
been a rough couple weeks, but I'm glad that we're finally able to get back together and do our show. It's always fun.
exactly? How's the dog?
Oh, they're doing good.
He's probably big now, right?
Oh yeah. He was born beginning of January, so he's
I
getting
forgot
up
his
there.
name.
His name's Finn.
Finn, that's right.
And I have two other dogs too. He's a little hyper still. He just got neutered not that long ago, so hopefully
Years
that helps calm
ago,
him down a little bit.
years ago here in Chicago, a Finn meant $5. An
Oh,
assault
what?
a fin would be, you said you got a fin, it meant $5.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
A sawbuck was $10 and a Cino was $100.
No. Well, he's definitely cost me a lot more than $5.
Oh
So
yeah, don't you wish? Oh, he ate the little squeaker thing, right? Oh,
yes,
my beagles ate everything. I
yes.
had a platform bed in the one of the bedrooms, and there was like a little tunnel, where it went,
Hmm.
or the wall was beside the bed. And I kept noticing like my toothpaste missing and my soap. I'm like, what is going on? So I was upstairs and I heard this rustling sound and I peeped into the bathroom. My dog
Hmm.
Wizard had gotten on the toilet. He was a beagle, jumped from the toilet because I had toilet seat down onto the vanity, opened the medicine cabinet with his nose, and I saw him take soap and go in the bedroom and run behind the bed.
Oh, wow.
When I moved that bed, there was toothpaste, soap. You won't believe. I mean, beagles are sweet dogs, but they will eat anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't believe what these dogs ate. It was like cell phones, shoes, my earbuds, Christmas tree ornament.
Oh, wow.
They got into my niece's Adderall. Uh,
That was probably a fun mix.
oh no, I told her put it up. When she was staying with, we got
Yeah.
home, and there's, oh my God, there was, went upstairs, and the dogs, childproof latches, got them open and ate like a whole bottle. Two dogs.
Oh, wow.
Go to the vet, take them to the vet. I mean, every time I would go to the vet, they would be like, is this the dog that ate the light bulb? Is this the dog that ate the soap? Is this the dog that was,
Start having a reputation.
oh, I remember it was the 4th of July weekend. And Wizard was very, he would resource guard food. And he had a little, I don't know, some kind of bone or something. And Gizmo, he dropped it and Gizmo went to get it and he attacked her. And man, she went after him and they were fighting. And I tried to break it up, but I had a pillow and I'm like, stop, stop. So when they stopped, I'm checking the dogs and I feel blood on my hand. I'm like, Wizard's ear was ripped. I'm like, great. So
Oh,
I go to the emergency vet. You shake their hand, they charge us $600.
oh, trust me, I know.
So I'm like, he was a little poop.
Yeah.
You and so I'm like, we're going to take him in the back, and then we're going to give him, a little thing in his ear. And I go, good luck, because once you put him in a cage, he won't let you get him out. I'm like, oh no, we can handle it. I go, okay. I'm thinking to myself, I'll give this about 5 minutes. They came out, Sarah, could you come back here? We can't get your dog out of the cage.
Right. Try to warn you.
So they said, we're going to have to sedate him. I said, but good luck with that. I said, so I taught my dog something. I hold him, I say, dead dog. And they would lower, they'd go on their tummy and play dead. I said, now when
Yeah.
I do this, give him the shot, right? They were laughing so hard. I go, no, 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 you got to give him the shot when I do. 3 tries. They give him the shot. Okay. I have to hold him until he's like this. Now, sir, you can go back out front. I go, anything else you want? So they brought him out and then said that'll be like $750. I said, for $750, my dog's head should be wrapped in red, white, and blue because they had to suture his ear and bandage it, right? We'll be
Yeah.
right back. They came out. They had put red, white, and blue bandages with little stars cut in the dog's head. I mean, it was every time I went in there, oh, here he comes with the beagles again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They ate everything. And one time Gizmo got on the kitchen table and I said, don't leave fruit on the kitchen table in the fruit basket.
Mhm.
Got home, heard a rustling, I'm sorry, peeked around the corner. There was a pineapple and like avocados in the fruit bowl, right? Gizmo had gotten on the table, jumped on a chair. We put stuff on the chair so she couldn't get on the table. She moved all that off, jumped on the dining room table. It's a glass top table, had avocado smeared everywhere.
Oh, wow.
All over her. The pineapple, you know how a pineapple skin is, had
Uh,
bites taken out of it. She saw us and she's like, she didn't know what to do. She couldn't figure out how to get down. Like, well, you are busted.
right?
You're this way. She just froze like, you wouldn't believe. I mean, everything.
Yeah, Finn likes to get into everything too.
Oh, you name it. One time I was in Kentucky, my mother had made bourbon candy with bourbon and chocolate.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, put that up because the dogs will get it. No, they won't get into it. Just put a pie up. I said, I don't think so. So she had it on this dresser, but it was next to the bed. I hear my mom swearing the next morning. I go, what's wrong? The dog has jumped up on the bed, the dresser, pulled the chocolate down and ate a half a pound of chocolate.
No, that's not good.
Candy. Oh my God, I knew what to do. So you take a little bit of peroxide and you a little bit of peroxide and put water in it and you give it to them and makes them throw up.
Yeah.
I was like, I took them outside. So I've got 3 beagles because my mother had a beagle. I had 2 beagles, all throwing up chocolate.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh my God. One time I heard my mom swearing she was making bacon. I said, got to push it back off the counter because my beagles, they were regular sized beagles. They're not big dogs. I heard my mom swear. I said, what's wrong? They got my bacon. I go, good luck. They jumped up, grabbed a pound of bacon.
Oh, wow.
Ate the whole thing.
You gotta love dogs sometimes, right?
Oh my God. You wouldn't believe what I went through. Lucky now she's easy. She doesn't counter serve. She's just doing that. One time I had a piece of salmon. It was about like this, and I put it on the counter. I'm in the bathroom and I see Radar. She's got something in her mouth. I think, what does she have in her mouth? She had the salmon. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I got for dinner. She ate it.
Yep.
So I should
gotta
write
love them.
The World According to Dogs, right?
Right.
This dog is easy. She doesn't get into anything. She's sweet. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I'm not religious. Anyway. All right. Well, there's some dog stories for you. I'm sure you got a few of yours too. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Every now and again, they'll well, the only thing with Lucky, this is a funny story. We were at our friend Judy's house, and Judy has a house and there's a pond in the backyard, and there's all these geese.
Oh.
And so Judy was one of Lucky's original trainers. Hi, Judy. She goes, I'll take her out for you. And I forgot to tell Judy, watch her, because she'll roll in goose poop. That's the only thing she'll do. I'm like, Judy came in about 5 minutes later. She goes, Mel. I go, I know, I can see it. She rolled in goose poop. She had goose poop.
Oh yeah.
Here I am trying to clean it off. Judy said, you can jump in the shower with her. I said, no, not happening.
Right.
So we gotta go. I mean, it was so I put this, she had an old sheet. I put it in the back of the car. And on the way home, I'm like, oh my God. Now I got to give the dog a bath at 10:30 at night. I'm like,
yeah. I have geese in my backyard. So we have a lot of goose poop. The dogs like to try to go after it. My one Australian Shepherd actually likes to chase them. It's almost got one a couple of times, especially when they have their babies.
Oh, Lucky got attacked by one. She walked by the nest and it had eggs. the nest, and it was chasing her, and it was pecking at her butt. She came,
Traumatizer.
she wouldn't go by there for a long time. I go, going in goose poop.
Right.
Anyway.
All
Anyway.
right. So we have today was a big news day.
Yeah, it
We had the
was.
hearing. The Supreme Court turned away Trump's case.
Well, he
Lots
didn't
of
really
stuff
have a
going on.
case, right? What was it that he wanted them to, what was it he wanted them to step in about the whole thing of Mar-a-Lago? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well,
And they wouldn't take it. So
well, that's one good thing they've done.
yeah. I didn't watch all of the hearing today. I think the big news with that is that
Where we
they're going
can't
to
say the E word.
yes. They I think the big news was that they're subpoenaing, sending Trump a subpoena. And I also thought that when they were showing like Pelosi and Schumer, they were showing kind of like backstage during during January 6th, when they were in their secured location and them trying to call for help and all of that. I thought that was pretty chilling as well.
Yeah, but all those documents that were uncovered, they uncovered sent by the Secret Service saying
Yeah.
that they knew that there was going to be this armed insurrection and nothing was done.
Yeah.
And I think that Stone and Bannon came, at some point said that Trump knew he lost, but he was going to make a winning speech anyway, that he won.
Right.
Whoa.
Well, then it was all pre-planned months before the.
It was written. The acceptance speech was written in October, whether he won or lost. But
right.
Here's a question I think people are going to ask.
Yeah.
He will be subpoenaed. We know that. I mean, I guess the question is, will he show up?
I don't think he will.
I don't think so. He'll make some excuse. But then he's in defiance of a congressional order, which means.
And did they send that to the DOJ?
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's going to wait until after the midterms because he's thinking if the Republicans get in, especially his cronies, that they won't do anything.
Right. I don't know. I feel like next year it's just going to be so much shock and awe with Trump and even a lot of the people in the House and Senate, the Republicans that were all on board with the insurrection. I really see this ramping up, I think, more into next year.
Liz Cheney is called to hold investigations, including Trump. I'm sorry, the instigators, including Trump, responsible for the attack. So
yeah.
And isn't it funny? All the evidence came from the Republicans.
Right. Yeah.
But yet there are a lot of Republicans running that still are trying to play to Trump's base and are saying that the big lie is true. We have to be careful because we can't say the E word. But
yeah, YouTube's been a little weird lately with what you can say.
Well, we don't want to go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Laurie Rogers would like to know.
Yeah.
Will NATO respond to Putin's threats and recent actions? Thank you so much. Love your show. Oh, thanks, Laurie. Well, I think NATO is. I think they're starting. My guides are showing me that they're starting to are going to send weaponry to Ukraine. And
I see more strategic planning to help with Ukraine. I'm not seeing like NATO troops going in there, but that they're doing a lot of planning and sending a lot of equipment and weapons.
Somebody made a comment on my community board, like when I'm doing shows, am I giving my opinion or what my guides are telling me? Everything I do on here is intuitive.
Yeah.
And so it might not seem that way, but it is. So let's get that straightened out. Okay. Emmy J says, I was hoping you guys would be on tonight. Thanks so much. Well, thank you. That was very nice. Okay. Deb B. Kane would like to know, and maybe you can help me with this because She said, I would like to know about the employee who is going to give up 45 in the document escapade. Where will this go? Will the employee remain incognito for their safety? I didn't know there was an employee. I don't.
There was an employee that just, the story just broke, I think, yesterday, that they were saying that Trump was moving documents before the raid. I guess it wasn't really a raid, but before the search warrant.
It would be interesting. Now, this is Mel talking, not psychic stuff. It would be interesting to find out. I think there was more than one employee.
Oh, yeah.
It would be interesting to find out if they were women. And here's why, because many of us said that women would bring Trump down. So it'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
But
I feel like there was multiple people, though, that were kind of giving information about the documents to the DOJ. But there is I think a staffer, somebody that works at Mar-a-Lago that's working with the DOJ right now.
I see that employee being safe. And I see them, I'm sure that it's going to come out who it is, but that behind the scenes, the T faction, the 45 faction, will try to get to this person, tell them not to talk, not to do this, but the person or persons will talk, because I keep seeing 3 people that are coming forward on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just, my guy just told me that this person has integrity. So,
Exactly.
so yeah, they're going to continue to cooperate. And I agree with you too. I do feel like their identity might be discovered, but I think they'll be safe.
That's what I pick up. I don't know if they know what was in the documents or not. Now, T might say, 45 might say, oh, it's just empty boxes. Well, why would you take empty boxes to Mar-a-Lago? That makes no sense.
Right.
But I know what they're going to pull.
Right.
That's my guides. That's my intuition. All right. Oh, Janice says, hopefully I can make it. Okay, these are pre-recorded. So we're recording today. What is today's date, though? What is it?
The 13th.
The 13th. Thursday, the 13th. And I'll upload it later on tonight. So when we upload it, it's not live. So Jana, you can always see it later on.
Yep.
All right. When I do Kevin's show, it's live. When Kevin does my show,
we pre-record. Sometimes you'll do a premiere, but
yeah,
it's not live. We just have the chat on.
Kevin's going to instruct me on how to use StreamYard, so I can we can with that. All right. Shar J wants to know, will California experience better than average rainfall this winter?
I feel rain coming for California. I don't know if it's going to be able to, help with all the drought and everything a whole lot, but I do see rain coming in.
My favorite, orange pop.
Oh, there you go.
It's diet.
Do you feel rain coming in?
Yes, I do. As I'm drinking my orange pop. It's orange curacao. No, it's not really. Yes, I do. I see floods.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is when it's dry like that and then it rains, it just kind of runs off real fast.
Yeah, there's nowhere for it to go.
But I do see, with climate change, it's like, whoa. But I do see more than average rainfall, yes. But it'll be a lot of rain in a short period of time. That's what I see. All right. I think it's Macarena Toledo or Macarena. Anyway. Hi, Mel and Kevin. Hi. When will the war in Ukraine end? Who will be Putin's successor? Will that person be a better person than Putin? Well, anything will be better than Putin.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on is genocide, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Will Russia one day become a democratic country? I'd like also to ask about the future LGBTQ people in Russia, especially in Chechnya, where they're highly persecuted.
Yeah.
Can the day comes when we live without fear? So that's about 5 questions. So I'll take the first one, the war in Ukraine. my guides, my intuition has said all along that the Ukrainians will not stop fighting. They're not
Yeah.
going to. And Putin bit off a doo-doo sandwich. And if he's not careful, it could be just like when the Soviet Union went into Afghanistan, or when America went into Afghanistan. It's a war. Well, number one, there was no reason for Putin to invade, but he will not win at all.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to drain the economy there.
It already is.
And I talked to some Russian friends of mine today. They're from the former Soviet Union, and one's from Ukraine. That many people in Russia are trying to get out. So, and it's kind of is bad there, and so word is leaking out what's really going on. So the propaganda.
Yeah.
Right. Putin's successor. Well, some people think it might be his daughter, but I don't think they're going to want to.
I don't think so. I think it's a male. I don't think Putin's going to be in the picture for too much longer. I know we've been saying that for a while. I feel like the next person that comes into Russia will be they'll be in there for a short term. I don't think he's going to be quite as bad as Putin. But I really feel a revolution happening in Russia. I do think that they're going to become much more democratic. This next leader will kind of be like that bridge, and then the next leader that comes in, I really see taking on that democratic principles. And I've said for a while, I feel probably like a decade, Russia will actually be an ally to the U.S. and become a lot more progressive.
Who's the one that's in jail? I can't think of his name. The one that Putin poisoned. Navalny. Navalny, I think. Navalny.
Yeah.
He's still alive, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I think he's going to be instrumental in spearheading, I don't want to say a revolution, but a huge turnover in Russian government.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where they can't stay president for life and all that stuff.
Right. And an authoritarian government, dictatorship.
It's going to kind of be like, well, Stalin spearheaded the revolution from France because he was exiled during the Bolshevik Revolution. And so I think Navalny's got a lot of supporters in Russia. Putin is if people don't go into the army or whatever, he's saying they're going to spend X amount of years in prison, but then he's telling them to bring your own sleeping gear, bring this, bring that.
Right.
Is that not going to work?
Yeah, they don't have the resources to.
What does that tell you?
For their soldiers, right? Exactly.
The other part of it is that he can't keep manufacturing these missiles; he'll run out at some point.
Yeah.
And the other point is that Hitler had a non-aggression pact with Stalin during the late 1930s, early 40s, but Hitler broke the non-aggression pact, and when Hitler invaded the Soviet Union, he got, I think, as far as Leningrad, or was it Moscow? I forget. But anyway, he was really looking like he was going to take over the Soviet Union. But the winter hit, and he wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, German soldiers froze and starved. And that was the turning point, really, I think, of World War II. I think at some point, my guides are showing me that it's going to be a brutal winter in Ukraine. And there's not going to be enough provisions for the Russian soldiers.
Yeah, they don't even have enough resources now. Yeah.
So if it's not this winter, it's next, but it's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I definitely feel a very cold, snowy winter, at least for the U.S. I think it's going to be pretty worldwide, though.
And also about the future of LGBTQ people in Russia. Well, what about the LGBTQ people here? I mean, if the repubes have their way, they'd lock us up. I know that we're being persecuted everywhere, here included in some places.
Yeah.
But I do see with the change coming in Russia, that it'll be much more friendly to LGBTQ.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unfortunately, there's still going to be people of in our tribe, if you will, that'll be persecuted.
Yeah.
So I do see it getting better in Chechnya as well. So I think the Chechnyans are going to get tired of Putin.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. One day you've got like, your designer this, you can use your Visa, MasterCard, you can go to the hamburger place that's, American chain, you can do this. And the next day it's all gone.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. Nuts for art. I love that. Every time that Nuts for Art ask a question, I just like, yes. Okay, Nuts. Nuts says that Nuts will be working, but Nuts wants to know, will Eastman be indicted before Trump?
I think they're both going to be indicted. I think Trump will be indicted first. Timing's always kind of hard, but Trump resonates, I think, more.
So good.
They're both will be indicted, though, definitely.
And some people are asking, will Trump run for president in 2024? Or better, or more important, will he be president again?
No.
And he's not going to be. All right. I get all these scam phone calls. There's another one. It's like, I can hear it in my hearing aid. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear
Yeah,
it?
no.
Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Power in the power in the finger.
Yeah.
I keep the scammers on the phone just so they can't scam
Mess with them a little bit.
Yeah, and then I tell them they should be ashamed of themselves for stealing.
Right.
One day,
when I got my new phone for my work phone, I always have it silenced because it must have been somebody must have had the number before I did, because I get 10 scam calls in a day, and
no, they just get your information from somewhere.
I don't know, but
just answer them and just make up a name. I'll tell them my last name's Wad, my first name's Richard. You can figure it out. I'll make up names. Or I do different accents. Wow, blah. Or hello, don't speak English very good. Just make up something.
Right. Just mess with them.
So if you all get these calls about your ATP, about your cable TV, that your car's been involved in an accident somewhere, that they're going to consolidate your credit cards, and if you hear a click and you hear a foreign accent, do not give them your information. Hang up, because they're all scams.
Yeah.
I would say they're all scams coming in on your cell phone.
Oh yeah. I see I actually see Biden I think next year or shortly after, I think that they're really going to go after all these scam calls and really put blocks in for that.
Well, it started when I think it was the FCC or somebody said that that was of the Republicans, that telephone solicitors can call cell phones, and that's a stage.
Yeah.
So
but I see changes with that, so it's not as bad as what it is now.
So do I. Now, I don't know who's running in Pennsylvania, but Marion Purnell wants to know if Fetterman will win in Pennsylvania.
I see Fetterman beating Oz.
Oh, well, well, Fetterman had the stroke. That's right. And he was way ahead, but now Oz is saying that he's soft on crime and Fetterman's this and Fetterman's not that, blah, blah, blah. And Fetterman couldn't campaign for a while, but and then that he's weak, and, Oz is saying all that. Well, hello, Dr. Oz, you're the one that was pushing, snake oil on your TV show that was, that was quack.
Right. And they just came out too about, I think in the early 2000s, doing experiments on dogs and puppies and killing hundreds of puppies. It's just
that's awful.
So I don't think that will fare well with voters in PA. I definitely feel Fetterman's going to win, and the governor race, I think Shapiro will beat Mastriano for sure.
Because I feel Fetterman being successful.
I think that Fetterman is still getting some therapy from the
Mm.
stroke. He's still getting some therapy for it, but I see him getting a lot better.
Hey,
It
you
just
know
takes
what?
time.
Oz can call him weak. All Oz wants to, but look at it this way: Fetterman had a major stroke, and
Yeah.
he's campaigning. What does that tell you
Hmm.
about what a strong character he has?
Hmm. Yeah.
When Oz says he's weak, Oz, you're the one that's weak because you're pushing snake oil.
Mm. He does. He's not even. He doesn't even live in Pennsylvania. He's
I
from New
know.
Jersey.
Like, hello.
I think that a lot of everyday, like, working class people can really kind of relate to Fetterman. I think he kind of resonates with those kind of voters.
Okay, good. Jenny Brown, yay! Kevin and Mel are back together. We were never really apart.
I
I
think
mean,
it was a couple weeks,
couple weeks, yeah.
but
I went to New York to
mhm.
teach with Linda, and that was fun. And the Catskills, I've never been in the Catskills, are really pretty. The geography reminded me a lot of Kentucky. Uh,
Mm,
really, Kentucky has very, very pretty geography and
yeah.
some fine folks down there too.
I've
So,
never been to Kentucky. I lived in New York City for a year after high school, but I haven't been. The Catskills are up by like Albany, like it.
Albany,
Yeah.
um, you know, the Appalachian Mountains are beautiful in Kentucky.
Hmm.
Grandma was from there, but you know, Kentucky's very hilly,
Yeah.
and so I think it's the Red River Gorge. There is beautiful natural bridge right around Mammoth Cave. That's gorgeous.
Mm.
Um, anyway, you know, Kentucky's a beautiful state. I'm going to visit my great niece. It's her birthday, her 10th birthday. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I'm going to go to
Yeah, you
Lex.
said you were going to Kentucky tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. And I'll be back Sunday.
Nice.
Only for my great niece will I do that. Yes, I have a
Mm,
great
okay.
niece, you all. All right, so we're back. Can you read on the economy and the stock market? Do you know what is causing the market to drop? And you see it going back anytime soon. Well, you know, when the stock market drops, it doesn't mean it's going to stay there. It's kind of
Mm.
like this, right?
Yeah.
I think world events, gas prices, this, that, all the above. But people don't panic sell your stock, especially if it's a really good stock. You just sit on it, hatch it out, and wait. The price will come back up.
Yeah.
It's really a paper loss. For example, when President Biden, and this is nothing against Biden, announced that the COVID pandemic was over, Moderna stock went down. Well,
Mm.
yeah, but Moderna stock's coming back up because they're manufacturing vaccines. So,
Right.
um, you know, um, so I'm not worried about the stock market.
No, I think it's going to stay like this. I see the economy and the stock market kind of coming back up. It feels like it's a little bit more into next year, like summer of next year maybe. So
And
things kind of going down or not
yeah,
staying up, kind of going up and down. But I think that it's going to be a lot more structured, like middle of next year. It will
and
start to.
I intuit my psychic ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's um that at some point gas prices will come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yay. Um, and I intuit that there's going to be a big correction in the housing market by raising the interest rates. It slowed the market, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing because the market was way over speculated. And I'm glad they did that because it would have been another crash. So
Mm. Yeah, and I think that that's going in with the economy stabilizing next year. I think because I definitely feel housing prices coming down next year.
there you go. Okay, Karen Johnstone. I love your collabs. The two of you have such a nice energy together. Well, thank you, Karen.
Thank
Clarifying and reassuring you in these cray times. Yeah, they are pretty cray, that's for sure. Hello, handsome duo. Who wrote this? Pat Lee. Pat, they say the eyes are the first to go, honey.
you. Oh, stop.
Thank you for the compliment.
Thank you, Pat.
Oh, I just had cataract surgery. What? Hey, we got some laughs. Okay. The two of you have such a nice energy together. Thank you. What's the number one thing each of your guys want us to know right now? Well, exactly here's the way I intuit this works. That's why we open up questions,
Hmm.
because the questions that are asked is what our guides want us to answer, if that makes any sense.
I would just say I feel like right now things are so stressful and there's a lot of worry. Um, there's a lot of worry and anxiety going on right now. And Spirit's saying to really not get pulled into that worry energy, that anxious energy, and to really kind of just come from the perspective of love, I feel, and working on like sitting in a more elevated state rather than a fear-based state. Because we're gonna get through these scary
And
times.
be proactive and speak up
Yes.
and get out there and vote. Even if you live in a state
Mm,
they're trying to repress or suppress your right to vote, don't let them do that. I don't
mhm,
care if you have to be pushed in a wheelchair to the polls.
mm.
You get out there and vote.
And get your friends and family out to vote.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Don't go, no, oh, I'll vote in the next election. No,
No.
you get everybody, knock on doors, call people, do what you got to do,
Mm,
tell people, get out there and vote. My
yeah.
guys are really strong on that.
I feel that too. Absolutely. And I'll just say to my last point, I feel like a lot of us tend to just like want to watch the news all day, and that really will lower your vibrations, that diet that you consume. So if you start feeling like you're anxious all the time, limit the news time to, maybe a half an hour for the day, and rather than watching the news all day.
I haven't watched it hardly at all lately because I've been busy, but I'm like,
Yeah.
every now and again, like, I'll step away from the news and maybe I'll take a week or two before I do something on YouTube because I have to like clear, it's
Mm.
important.
Yeah.
Um, um, but I do think it's important to watch it, just not
It's
all.
important to be informed, but don't let it consume your whole day.
No, I'm too busy seeing clients and other stuff.
Right.
I got home after my little run-in with Walgreens. They screwed up my prescription. They, whatever. Oh, I can't say anything bad. They're wonderful. Love Walgreens.
I don't think you go to YouTube jail for that.
I'm sorry.
But I don't think you'll go to YouTube jail for
I
talking
just
bad
said
about
how
law.
great they were. Bless their heart.
Yeah.
I mean, so I had to get home and eat, and I didn't have time. I just kind of looked up the January 6th committee real
Mm,
quick, see what happened. But we kind of knew what was going to happen anyway.
right.
But you know what? I don't think it's over. And I see them reconvening again. My guide showed me
Mm,
that. I read what happened today. They're digging further.
yeah.
Um,
They definitely will have another report before the end of the year. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have another hearing either.
right. Oh, I know they will.
Hmm.
And I see an increase in Social Security and some kind of help coming, I don't know, right around the midterm or something. So,
Yeah, they just said that for next year.
oh, I didn't hear
I
it.
think Social Security, I think they just announced it today. I think they're getting like an 8% raise for
Yeah,
next year.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, they were talking about it because of the inflation number is still pretty high. So,
Politicians should not get the raise and they should give it to the rest of everybody else.
mm,
I just say
yeah,
that.
it baffles me when Republicans want to say that Social Security is entitlements. No, we pay into that.
It's not
Not an
entitlement.
entitlement.
That's not an
Not a,
entitlement.
right.
Not, if we took that same money we paid into Social Security and invested it in the stock market, like really good stocks, over the
Mm,
amount of time you pay into Social Security, by the time you retired and you just left that money in there and let the dividends build up and up and up, you'd be a multimillionaire.
right.
And what do you get? 2,000 a month. Who can live on that?
If you're lucky. Yeah.
If you're lucky. Anyway, okay. Joe Dimming once says, I absolutely love the two of you together. Oh, thank you. Both of you are calm and funny. Hey, laughter can be healing.
Yeah.
Excited to listen and learn. Question. When you go on vacation to a new place and suddenly feel like you've been there before and buildings are familiar, almost like you have lived there before, does this have any meaning? Well, that's deja vu. It's like if you've been there before. Now, some people might say it's past life.
I think it can be both.
Well, but there's
Those-
a really good psychological explanation for it too. So, I'm pretty scientific minded as well. So I agree. I think it's both.
Yeah. I was gonna say both deja vu and it could be a past life too.
Here again, somebody wants to know about who's going to replace Putin. I can't pronounce a guy's name. But I don't think the person that replaces Putin is the one that she mentioned. Volodin, I can't pronounce the name, but I don't think that one. But I agree with you, Kevin, that whoever replaces Putin, my guides are showing me as well that it's going to be very short-lived, and then somebody else coming in.
Yeah, and then the next leader, not the one that will replace him, but the one after, I see really making a lot of improvements for Russia.
Okay. Ellie Bliss says, just found you, Mel and Kevin, and really enjoying your shows. Love the Hawaiian shirt. Great colors.
Yes.
Well, the Aloha shirt came about in the 1930s, but I always wear them and I just love them. And even if they're out of style, I don't care. But the Hawaiian word aloha, it's a really neat word because it means love. It means hello, aloha. The word means alo, means the center of all creation. Is breath. So when I say aloha, I'm giving you my breath from the center of all creation. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I love that.
So that's why Hawaiian ones say aloha. They say aloha. You say it like aloha. So it's a really neat word. If you say aloha nui loa, that means I love you very much. Or aloha's hello. It's just a neat word. And you say it like, but you got to mean it. You got to just.
Right.
So it means aloha is all about love and kindness and sharing and giving and all of those things that we should be practicing. So that's why I wear aloha shirts.
Very cool.
Yep. That's why I call myself the aloha shirt psychic. Not because I wear aloha shirts, but the meaning of the word aloha.
Right.
All right. But thank you, because we're going to Hawaii on December 17th through the 24th.
Oh, nice.
So I plan to get some new aloha shirts when I'm there.
There you go.
Hello, Hatties, here I come. All right. I don't like to shop for my aloha shirts online. I like to film, like this one's all silk. And I've had this one for years, and the silk is just amazing. So anyway. All right. Dawn wants to know. Hi, Don Hannon. Good evening, and thank you for taking my question. Well, you're welcome. What do you see for Alex Jones in the next year? It was despicable of him. It was despicable of him to mock the jury decision of damages on his show. Not a good human being.
No, he's not.
He's going to get a lot of problems from that, those comments. I heard about it, but I didn't really know exactly everything he said. But I thought, ooh, he's in deep trouble after that.
Yeah.
I
don't know if
got sued for a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah. They were saying he had to pay almost $1 billion. I don't think he'll pay all that or even be able to. But I think it's going to bankrupt him and his company. And I feel like there's more trouble coming out for him, and maybe that has to do with like the January 6th, something with that or something. Maybe text messages. I know that there were text messages that his lawyers sent, and they got to the January 6th. So he's in trouble for something else.
Well, I heard one of his lawyers say when he lost that case, it's a sad state in America when, our freedom of speech is damaged. I thought, wait a minute, whoa. There is a difference between freedom of speech and being slanderous and inflammatory.
Absolutely.
There's a difference. So what this guy did was not about freedom of speech. Absolutely not. It was slanderous. It was inflammatory. And what he said about that family was just, in my opinion, subhuman.
Mhm.
It was
And all of
horrible.
the all of the reactions from other people that follow him harassing those parents and family members is just awful.
How much you want to bet if one of them had lost a loved one in that shooting, their tune would change real
Oh,
quick.
of course.
So how dare, no, he's, he might appeal it, but he's going to have to pay something, and he's going to have
Oh,
to,
I see him paying a huge amount, but I don't think it will be $1 billion.
well, he'll tie it up in court, but
Mm.
okay. Um, let's see. Uh, let me see here. Hold on, I'm looking.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. DM, this is a good one. Has the Biden administration been helping the Kurds? Has that alliance been healed? Are they going to be helped to defend themselves and make it through this winter? I think behind the scenes, yes, Biden is helping out. That's what
Yeah, I think that he's helping them. I don't think the relationship is maybe what it had been in the past, but is improving, that there's some help there. What was the last part of the question? Will they make it through the winter?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it's going to be a struggle. I think that it's going to be a struggle for a little bit for them, but
Make it.
yeah.
Okay. Seascape, love the connection between you two. Thank you. Do
Thank
you
you.
think President Biden will send troop alongside NATO to Ukraine assist ending this war if Putin crosses a line with another crime against humanity? I think that NATO's going to send a lot of arms, a lot of
Mm.
help that way, better weapons, lots of monetary aid, lots of food, that sort of stuff.
Resources, yeah.
Shelters, resources. The only way NATO is going to get involved is if he crosses into a NATO country, and
Mm.
then it's
Or if it got nuclear, which I don't see, I think they would obviously step in. But
either you
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't see troops from NATO or from the U.S. going to Ukraine. I don't feel that.
Either you're reading my mind or I'm reading yours, because poop can
We're on the same
come.
wavelength.
You got it. For once. We're not teasing. We're always on a good wavelength. Putin might threaten nuclear weapons using them, but it's the same Putin that said, well, if Sweden and Finland join NATO, I'm going to use nuclear weapons.
Right.
And nothing happened. So, in Sweden, that government, that ultra right-wing government that took over there, is not going to be in power for a super duper long time. Nor will the prime minister of Great Britain be in power for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't feel her being in there for very long.
Nope.
I think the one in Italy is going to be in there for a little while, though. I don't see her leaving really quickly.
Well, Italy, you got, they've almost had a different government every year since World War II.
Oh, okay. So they change up every election.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Mama Jen, 65. Will Roger Stone be prosecuted for his involvement in January the 6th? He's being investigated, that's for sure.
Yeah. I see him being prosecuted at some point too.
Okay, Teresa Balthazar, have a great time. Mom of Goblins. I like that. That's cute. Okay. Happy Halloween. Well, we'll be doing a show between now and Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we could do dress up for Halloween. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, dress up?
Yeah, I could come as the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, yeah. I don't normally get into costumes. Now that I have my niece, obviously we got her a costume. I'm excited to take her out trick-or-treating. But we like to go all out with our Halloween outdoor decorations, and have all the cool lights and decorations up. I don't know. You got to go out. I love Halloween and I love Christmas, so.
Maybe I'll be the Bride of Frankenstein. I look like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, no, you don't.
The only time I go on drag is Halloween. I'm either the Wicked Witch of the West or the Bride of Frankenstein. I used to volunteer at Museum of Science and Industry, and I came in third place because I won as the Bride of Frankenstein, and I call myself Frankenstina.
Mm.
And I watched the movie, you know, because her lips were like, and I got her accents. It was kind of neat. So maybe I'll be Frankenstina.
There you go.
All righty. Susanna S says, "Dear Mel and Kevin, I'm still anxious about the outcome for Congress after the upcoming election. We all are from
Mhm.
the club. Overall, and after all the ballots are counted, do you see the Democrats holding a majority in both the House and the Senate? For us to ensure Roe and same-sex marriage is permanently codified, we must hold a majority." What do you think, Kevin?
I'm gonna on my channel, I do my live streams Tuesday afternoon. Maybe not this week, but the following week, I'm gonna really start to really focus on the elections. I think that we're gonna keep the House and the Senate. I think that the House is gonna be on the close side, but you know, we keep saying though, you have to go out and vote and make sure that you tell your family to go out and vote because there's a lot at stake in these
I mean,
elections, and the energy is always changing with these elections too. There's a lot of up and down, a lot of things changing. But as of right now, I still think that Democrats are going to keep the House and Senate.
but it's not a done deal. You know,
Yeah.
I keep saying that, you know, we can't take it for granted. You
Hmm.
got to get out there and vote. If everybody does, then we'll hang on to it. You know, I pulled a 6 of diamonds and an 8 of diamonds, which means ill luck. It means a sudden shock from bad news. So I asked what the outcome for the Republicans, but now I asked the outcome for the Democrats, and I pulled the Three of Spades, which means an abundance. It means winning. It means, but it's not a done deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple cards on it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a bit of a battle, and it is it's going to be a hard time around election time. You know, the Republicans aren't going to back down quietly. We're definitely in for a bit of a fight. But I get the star card, which is a yes. Democrats are going to keep the House and Senate. You know, try to stay positive, tap into the star energy, that hopeful energy. You know, really put that intention and that energy for the Democrats winning, and that, you know, people go out and vote. We have the Fool, so there's some kind of new beginning, but we're staying in the past. So I think that we are going to keep the House and the Senate. Things are going to stay the same, but I think that we're going to actually be able to get a lot more stuff done because I see more gains in the Senate. So changes to the filibuster, and then at the bottom I have the Sun, so that's a yes.
Good. All right. Pat Carlson, hi Mel, I have a question. I have an incurable eye disease. I'm very sorry about that. Do you see me still having my eyesight in 5 years? Normally, I don't answer medical questions, but I don't intuit blindness. I'll answer it that way. All right. Anush Tara, looking forward to see you both. Hey.
Thank you.
The media, disappointed that MSNBC is doing this too, has started the negative comments about Democratic election efforts and election turnout. Are they trying to send a message to the candidates? Are they really trying to stoke the fear in all of us? Well, I think they just said what we just said. You got to get out and vote.
Yeah, and you know, the news does it is pretty fear-based too. I do think that they are saying that because of, you know, historic precedent. You know, the party in power loses in their midterm elections typically. So there's that precedent in the polling, but I feel like the polling's off. Like they're not getting enough people. They're not getting to younger people or people that are going to vote because of the Roe v. Wade. You know, unlikely voters. They're not polling those people or younger people. So I feel like the polling's off a little bit.
I can tell you very easily who might change the outcome of this election for the Dems are the Hispanic population.
Yeah.
In a good way. I think, overturning Roe v. Wade, but a lot of Republicans and independents say that they're more concerned about the economy, which typically they are.
Hmm.
A lot of women are hopping mad about Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
It's just a question of what next.
Well,
And
and also too with the Republicans, being so crazy and they're a danger to our democracy. And I see that getting people out to vote too, and not voting for Republicans because, our Constitution, our democracy is at stake.
some Republicans don't even like some of the Republican candidates.
Yeah.
The Republican Party, I think you're right. I see it fractured. You said
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It
Hmm.
will be. Anyway, okay. Oh, I like this. We'll end it with this. Seascape just said, breaking news.
Okay.
We brought this up tonight. Supreme Court shoots down Trump's Mar-a-Lago probe
Mhm.
motion with one sentence order. How's 45 doing? Well, he ain't very happy.
No.
Uh,
Well, he got those few judges in there. He thinks they owe him. So all of his favors they should to do. I read on this on Tuesday, and I didn't see them taking that case.
all right.
Or if they did, he would lose it.
We'll do one more.
All right.
Ellen Burgos wants to know. Hi, guys. I just watched a January 6th committee meeting, and I'm boiling mad.
Hmm.
Will these traitors be brought to justice? Michael Flynn and all those having a part in the insurrection, especially DT instigating the violence and try to double cross the American citizens to insert fake votes. They will be brought to justice.
Mhm.
Yes.
I see so many investigations into Trump and those around him, those that took part of this. I feel like it's going to happen more into next year, but I see a lot of people going to jail because of it.
Okay, Beverly says, hi, Mel, I enjoy your channel. The other readers' meetings have different topics. It's not all political. Well, ours is political, but we also do world events as well, because I think people need hope.
Yeah.
And, when my guides tell me to stop doing political, and I'll stop. Until that time, I'm going to keep going.
And I think that's the wonderful thing about our community is that we all offer different things that we read on. So, sometimes people feel like they need a break from the politics. I'm not mad if somebody doesn't want to watch my show and they want to watch somebody else's, or, I think that's a great thing, that there's multiple different things that we can watch in this community.
And Beverly S. is very gracious. She says, thank you for
Yes.
sharing your gifts with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Okay. Oh, good. I'm going to end it with this. Susan 3501 says, you and Kevin are great together. Yay.
Thank you.
I'm glad you introduced him to us. I had a reading from him. He was great.
Oh, thank you.
Happy note. Everybody go over to Kevin's channel. Kevin
Loving Vibration.
Give him your phone number.
Well, you can email me at kevinlovingvibration@gmail.com. My phone number is 440-376-4088. You can text or call. Normally, I'm better about texting back or emailing, but if you're interested in a reading, or I do offer Reiki healing or chakra rebalancing.
Now, say the number again.
440-376-4088.
And Kevin Loving Vibrations Tarot.
There's no tarot at the end. It's just Kevin's Loving Vibration. It used to be. I dropped the tarot a while ago.
Kevin's Loving Vibration.
So please go over and subscribe if you haven't. I'm getting my next goal I'd like to hit before the end of the year is to hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm a couple hundred away from that.
I predict you'll go beyond that.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll probably do some kind of celebration live stream. Maybe Mel and some other readers can come and hang out and just have a good time when I hit that 5,000. And I'll do a giveaway like I do every 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to hit 17,000. Yeah. And I'll give away 3 free half-hour sessions. If you want to call me, 847-590-5411, 847-590-5411, or email me mel@meldor.com, mel@meldor.com, or visit my website, www.meldor.com. Go over to my channel. And
well, you're on my channel tonight. But go to Kevin's channel and give him a thumbs up, everybody.
Yeah.
And we appreciate a thumbs up here too.
Yes. And next week, you on my channel for live stream?
Yes.
So next Thursday. Perfect.
One of these days, Kevin's going to teach me how to do that.
Whenever you're ready, let me know.
All right. Well, don't tell me that I'll have you on the phone for hours. All right. This has been so much fun. Thank you, Kevin. I always enjoy this.
Me too.
All righty. I'm just going to pause the recording, and Kevin, you stay on, okay?
Bye, everyone.